Hi everyone, this is Master Matt, and today we're going to go through another stretching routine, and this one's going to be a little more on the intense side because we're going to be doing PNF stretches. And if you've seen some videos in my past, you'll know that PNF stretching involves the use of contracting our muscles in between sets of static stretches, and that's going to bring us to more flexibility in a faster manner, but it is harder and it is more intense. So we're only going to do a handful of stretches today, and we're going to work our lower body, our hips, our groin, and our hamstrings so that we can become more flexible and more mobile. All you're going to need to get through this is a wall, or in my case, a pole, just something to support your back, and a belt or something else that you can wrap around your leg when we do our hamstring stretches. Each stretch is going to be for 3 sets, and we're going to do 3 sets of contractions followed by a deeper stretch. So you can just follow along with me and I'll explain along the way. The first stretch we're going to do is the butterfly stretch. So I'm actually going to use the wall for this one. I'm going to get my back up against the wall so that I don't have to worry about leaning back, and I can have that part out. So what I'm going to do is bring my feet together as close as I can to my body, touching my feet. And this stretch is going to involve us pushing down on our knees so that we can open up the groin. But first, before we get too deep, we're just going to start nice and light. We're just going to push, and this is our first static stretch. With our hands, we're pushing. And then for our contraction, in just a second, we're going to try to bring our knees up into our hands without letting them move. So we're going to contract for about 5 seconds for each contraction. So here we go. Lift into your hands and relax and try to push further than you just were. Okay, and the idea when you're contracting is not to use every fiber in your being, but put a good bit of force behind it, just not too much. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. Okay, we're going to go for round 2 here and lift. And release and breathe out. Try to go a little deeper each time. And in just a second here, we're going to do our last one. So you'll notice that this PNF method, this isometric method, gets us to our deeper stretches a lot faster than just straight up static stretching would. Okay, so here's our last one. Lift. And release. Last time. Relax. Move them around a bit. Get dynamic. There you go. That was for our groin. Okay. So for our next stretch, we're going to hit our hips. So I'm going to get into my 90-90 position. So I'm going to put my knee at 90 here and knee at 90 here. And I'm going to face my right leg. This might be your left side. And what I'm just doing first is I'm just going to lean, not straight over this knee, but a little bit towards my foot, so a little bit more forward. Okay, and just for my static stretch, I'm just leaning forward as low as I can get without rounding my back too much. Okay, and for our contraction, what we're going to do is put our hand over our knee here, and the same thing like with our butterfly, we're going to try and lift our knee into our hand, but we're not going to let ourselves do that. Here we go, we're going to contract and lift. And relax. Okay, get a little deeper. And we're doing 3 times for each of these stretches. Just hold that and breathe. All right, next round we're going to contract. Here we go. And release. Get a little lower. You should feel that in your bottom hip, external hip on the ground. Okay, our last contraction here, we're going to lift and relax. See how low you can get. Good, we're going to flip over to the other side, 90 degrees on each of our hips. Same thing here, I'm just going to start static, bring my chest down towards my foot. This is my tighter hip. work a little harder on this side. So what we're going to do first is pull our knee up and contract. And release. Good. So I like doing these in sets, so I give myself stages, but you can do one longer set where you hold for 5 to 6 seconds in your contraction and then deep stretch for 30 seconds or so. But I like this staged version better. All right, round 2, lift. And deep. We're gonna go for one more here on this side. Here we go. And as low as you can get. All right, very good. Next will be the hamstrings. We're going to get to our back. We're going to wrap this belt around one of our feet here. And as I lay back, I'm going to do my hamstring stretch by pulling up. Okay. Comfortable spot for me. I'm going to hold that for a few seconds. Just relax my muscles, let them stretch out and prepare a bit. And now when I'm ready, when I contract, I'm going to push down forward with my foot against the rope, but I'm going to keep it where it is with my hands. So here we go. We're going to contract, push, and release. A little bit further. When you do these contractions, make sure that your quad and your glute, you're really squeezing those so that they can relax afterwards and get deeper. Here we go again, contract, push. And release. I've been finding a lot more success with this method of stretching recently. I've been doing it more. Trying to incorporate it more. I don't do it every day, but when I do it, it does give me a good feeling afterwards. So here we go for our last one. We're going to contract. And release. Very good. All right, I'm going to switch legs. Same with my other hamstring. Lay back and ease it up. Nice comfortable position. All right, here we go. First contraction. Push. Release. Pull back a little more and relax and hold. And round 2, contract. And release. Should be a little more painful, a little more intense than your normal everyday stretches, but it's for a good reason. It's more effective. Okay, and our last one, here we go. Push. And pull. I do like to move around my stretch on that last one, since that's where I feel the loosest. Just find those tight spots. Good. All right, so our last set is going to be our splits. So what we're going to do, start in our middle split and widen our hips. Stretch our legs as far as is comfortable. And we just hold for a few seconds. And for these contractions, what we're going to do is we're going to push our feet into the ground as if we're trying to bring them back together. The ground is going to be our resisting force. That's not going to allow us to do that. So here we go for round one. We're going to contract. And relax. And just try to get it just a hair further. A hair deeper into your stretch. And those hips a little bit back. More comfortable. Here we go, round two. Contract. And release. Definitely work up a sweat with these stretches. That's good. Okay, here we go for our last one. We're going to contract, push, and release. Last time. Good. Just sit in that stretch for a minute. And good. We're going to turn to our side. You can lift out if you need to make it more comfortable. So I'm going to turn my body here over my right leg. I'm just going to sit however is comfortable. Try to keep my legs in that one line even if I can't get a deep split. So the same thing's going to go for these contractions. This front leg is going to push into the ground when I'm ready. Here we go for the first one. Push down. And relax. Just a bit deeper. Really feel that pull right on this side with those hamstrings. Okay, round two, contract. And release. Continue to breathe. Have one more on this side. And here we go. And deep. Good. All right, so what we're going to do now is nice and easy. Rotate over to our other side. Get comfortable. And drop into your stretch and just hold it first. And here we go, first contraction, squeeze. And relax, and breathe out. And round two, squeeze. And relax. Good. Now one more to go. Last one, contract. And relax. Just sit there and let that stretch a little bit more. And that's good. Good job. So that's all our stretches. I'm just going to sit here in this knee split while I talk. But those were just a handful of different isometric stretches that we can practice with our lower body. When I do these in my stretching routines, I don't do the whole stretching routine with PNF stretches. I'll toss them in, sprinkle them into different areas, and then I'll do other stretches like a passive or an active or just a dynamic static stretch combination. But these are quite intense and if you just went through this with me, you'll realize that. But what you also realize is that you probably feel a lot looser in this amount of time than you would just doing static stretches. I'll put up a couple of side-by-side views of my stretches before and after this routine, just to show you an idea of what these few minutes can do if you push yourself in the right manner. But as always, I hope you're learning new things and trying new things and improving in ways that you haven't before. If you have any questions or concerns, just let me know. Keep stretching. Thank you for watching and keep training.